Y'all are crazy.
Oh
Hello,
yeah, you gave us all
everyone.
vials.
I did. I gave you all vials for whatever reason. I did that. Welcome to the Dice That Bind Us. This has been a crazy recording session so far. A lot of things have happened. For this episode, it's gonna be insane. I don't know how people are gonna respond, and I'm excited for it. My name is Alex. I'm the DM of this wonderful shit show that you're about to experience, and I use he/him pronouns, and I play all of the various characters throughout the world that the lovely people surrounding me do not.
My name is Dash. I use they, them, their pronouns, and I play Lysander Elias, the Furbolg Paladin to Sylvanas, and Lysander uses he or they pronouns.
I'm Dakota. I play the half-orc barbarian Gargak, and we use he pronouns.
I'm Rob. I play a Nook, the Goliath Druid. We both use he, him pronouns most of the time.
Hi, my name's Ian. I play Tepartos III, the Furbolg Life Cleric of Sylvanas, and the two of us both use he, him, his pronouns.
Hello, I'm Tumult. My name is Zach. I play Tumult. Jumping ahead of myself, you're already ruining things like usual. And we use he, him pronouns, and we're gonna have fun today.
I am Kevin. I use he or they pronouns, and I play the Chieftain Warlock who uses he or him pronouns.
Hi, I'm Azraeth. I play Temp Bard, the human bard, and we both use they, them pronouns.
Generally, when we jump into an episode, I have my players do a recap. This is a special episode. This episode, at the end of last episode, we took a pretty drastic turn. So, for those of you that may not have caught that episode, or may be watching this more spaced out than usual, I'm going to give a rundown this week of everything that happened last episode. We opened with our lovely, lovely group of nerds here talking to Sulan the Wanderer and asking him a multitude of questions about the situation they find themselves in and how to possibly get out of it. The questions ranged from everything from what exactly do we do to where is the nearest place I can buy a robe of useful things. Questions being answered. Our dear Anuk turned into a giant eagle and went to fly to the Ardeep Forest, which is the original home of Tepartos' Furbolg clan. Upon arriving, he saw that the clan's home was there. The small settlement was in full repair, but there were no people to be found. And as he was there, the settlement itself started to unbuild itself, leading Tepartos and the rest of the party to have a pseudo connection that, because Dandyland is the antithesis to the real world, there was a slimmer of hope that maybe the unbuilding here meant that his clan was rebuilding on the prime material plane. The group, after a lot of back and forths and learning about Tumult's newfound magical item, the Oathkeeper Quill, the group headed to the Ardeep Forest. It is on this carriage ride that things take a change for the drastic. Ivan, having an idea spring into his mind, takes the Oathkeeper from Tumult and decides to sign one of the extended and heavily modified contracts that Tempard was provided by Asmodeus. Upon his signature being placed, Ivan disappears, and we rejoin the story in a new to Ivan, but familiar to those of us listening and playing office. Ivan, you find yourself standing in a room that you had described to you, and you recognize it near immediately as a large brown chair behind a desk turns, and sitting is a man dressed in a very fine red suit, slicked black hair, looks at you and goes, my. If it is not Ivan the Warlock.
I immediately cast Eldritch Blast at him. Immediately. As soon as I was like, as you
This
saw
is his
him.
life's goal. I don't know what you want.
You
Oh,
go to
wait,
cast
no.
your spell, and nothing happens.
There's nothing. Okay.
There is absolutely nothing. Now, Ivan, you did not sign a contract without reading it first, did you?
I did. I just wanted to see if that would work or not. More of a test, if you will.
You should know that as plainly as day, it says that you cannot take any actions untowards toward me or work against me to any capacity.
Again, just a test. Wanted to see for myself, you know?
I fully understand. I really, truly do. You understand that I know your aspirations, correct?
I had an idea, yeah. Yeah, I understand.
And you also understand that you have just given up that dream.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're an intelligent person. Why would you have done this?
I believe the forces of chaos that we're battling are greater than your own powers. And I just thought it'd be better if I made an agreement with you. Join up. I didn't think that my own personal vendetta against you should affect more than you and me.
So you took yourself out of the equation so that you could focus on a singular task?
So to speak.
I guess I'm failing to understand here, Ivan. What was that one more time?
I have a plan in mind, and I'm not quite sure if it'll work, but signing my soul over to you was step one. It's more or less, I'm hoping that you can prevent my soul from being corrupted by something else, by another deity. If I sign my soul over to you, does that not mean that you own my soul? And without
I do.
your permission, another deity could not fully take control of said soul?
It does, Ivan, it does. But what I think you're missing is the fact that you're not leaving here. This was not I will go and Asmodeus will send me back to do his bidding and I'll rejoin my friends and I'll get to keep on living my life with that safety net. No, you are mine.
So what do you want to do with me? Do you not think it would be best to keep me with my friends? Do you not think it would be best with my powers of persuasion to recruit more people for you on the prime material? Or do you want to keep me here with you in the hells and more or less squander my potential?
Ivan, let me be perfectly frank with you. You may have pulled one over on that chuckle-headed dumbass that calls himself the Traveler. I've been doing this for millennia. What you've done is put yourself under house arrest. What you've done is brought one of the few people who actually had the mad idea they could replace me and put them into my sole service and custody. What you've done is signed over your rights to a life of your own. I'm going to put you to work, but if you think I'm ever letting you near your friends again, you are very, very sadly mistaken.
If that's what you wish, that was the gamble I was willing to take. And whatever you decide to do, I fully understand what I signed. It's totally up to you.
For now, I think you'll find it wholly agreeable that I don't trust you at all.
Oh, I understand that. Yes.
And as stated, I know you are an intelligent person. So if my legal writers somehow left a loophole in that contract, you'll be the one to find it and exploit it.
You know magic, don't you? You know the simple, I think it's a divination magic, zone of truth.
I don't need zone of truth, friend. I know the spell.
What I'm telling you, I'm not trying to pull one over on you or trick you. Everything I've told you, I have no ulterior motives. I honestly believe that the chaos that we are battling is more important than my personal quest to overthrow you. I know your position as, I guess, almost a deity for Ordo. And I assumed that you would maybe want to help us with quelling this chaos. And this is the gamble that I took. And if it failed for me, so be it. But again, the choice is on you. I have signed away my soul. Whatever you want me to do, I will do it to the best of my ability.
I fear you may have made a misjudgment of me, dear Ivan. That place where you are, it's nothing. I could walk in there and do whatever I pleased, and the person that made it could do nothing to stop me. I don't care if it was made by the primal deity of chaos themselves. Do you understand how deitic power works, Ivan? Do you know where it comes from?
I have an idea. I had read that it was the sum of partly powers granted by other deities, but also powers granted by the people who worship said deity.
That is mostly accurate. How many people do you think even know who the primal deity of chaos is?
Not a lot. I wouldn't assume very many people.
Do you know how many of the deities they created constantly work against them to take their place?
I don't.
Every single one. That place, that dandy land, as you and your friends call it, is all the deity of chaos has left. Your friends and you were pulled there because a timeless war is about to be won. Chaos is about to cease existing.
Do you honestly believe that winning this war will stop all chaos?
It's impossible to stop all chaos. But when the driving force behind it is gone, what little remains won't be of any consequence.
Interesting. So I see no fault in what I've done. My ultimate goal was to quell chaos. Whether or not I took your position was my belief that you were more or less incompetent and letting this chaos run rampant. But if we're truly this close to winning this war over this deity of chaos, I'm totally okay with doing whatever you told me to do for the rest of eternity.
I'm going to tell you before I have you do this, this DC is very high. I want you to roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Can I still give you bardic inspiration? Even though I'm out there?
No, I'm gone. All right. I do have that. What was the card I drew? It gave me expertise and persuasion. I gotta double check my persuasion.
But you can pull it up on the thing.
Oh, yeah, I can just roll it through.
I'm also going to tell all of you. I've not done this before.
We are not allowed to help him.
DM inspiration cannot be used on this roll. This roll, Devin, to be perfectly honest, dictates the future of your character.
Hold on.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this will be fun.
I feel like Devin's the only one who actually has backup plans, so.
All right, here we go. Persuasion. And roll. And... All right,
Go view it.
let's see it. Ooh, that's
29.
actually not bad.
29.
But I don't know, it's a really high DC. I wouldn't
Damn.
make... I'll be quiet. Let's see what happens.
I love you.
29.
A plus 13 to that roll.
Yeah.
I got that what was the call that I drew from the recommending that gave me the throne, that gave me expertise and persuasion as well.
My guess is the DC was 30,
Ooh,
because that's a nigh impossible task.
yeah, if not higher, you know.
You were trying to persuade Asmodeus, the king of hell, the CEO of one of the biggest pyramid schemes ever to exist.
It's not a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Gone over.
You missed it by 1.
No
Aw.
way.
It was
So close.
30.
So close.
So close.
Now. That is an insane roll, and I never expect you to get that close because I forgot you got the throne card.
As soon as you said it, I saw look at Alex White. He's like, wait a minute. You might hit this shit.
So there's going to be a middle ground. And I want you to understand that this is much better than the original outcome that was going to come from you being here.
I believe it.
Asmodeus looks at you after this continued pledge of devotion to the cause. And you see him sitting and pondering. Well, if you're truly devoted to this war being brought to an end, to truly realizing that order is the proper way in life, I'm going to put you to work. You are to go from here, and I'm sending you to the headquarters of Xerxes. You will report to the front desk. They will send you to your superior, and you will do whatever they command. Treat anything they say as if it was an order from me. Should you step out of line, you will be back here, and you will be put through all sorts of horrible things until you learn to follow orders. Do you understand?
You have to listen to anybody there, or only the person assigned as my superior?
The person assigned as your superior, and only the person assigned as your superior.
I understand. I have a bad feeling about who that person is going to be, but
I think you may be pleasantly surprised.
I understand. I'll like look around. So how do I get there?
Snaps his fingers, and you find yourself standing in front of a very pleasant looking desk. Human woman, short, stockier in stature, goes, "Oh, hi! You must be the new recruit."
Hi.
You're Asmodeus sent you, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Great, great. I have your paperwork right here. Obviously, you don't need to sign anything. You already did that now, didn't you? Oh, man, this is so good. But this will tell you all about your supervisor and where to go to meet him. Just between you and me, he's kind of a weirdo. So
fun.
You'll be fine. And she sets down a small folder in front of you and goes, "Well, you have a wonderful day. If you need anything, there's nothing I can do to help. So you have fun."
Thanks. Takes the folder, kind of like waves and turns around, open it, look, read what's in the folder.
You open it. And the name you see written is Zephyros.
Interesting.
Devin, for the time being, I'm going to need you to step away from your role as Ivan and come up with a new character to bring to the party for an unknown amount of time.
Okay.
Done. You already have like 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that is.
I knew what I was doing. I understood that this was a very likely and possible outcome.
I assumed you did, and that's why I was like, "You good?" So for the rest of this episode, unfortunately, it probably won't be as involved.
Yeah.
But we'll
Just be another Furbolg we find in the clan.
We'll
We'll have
bring you-
3 of them.
we'll bring you back in for sure. You and I can come up with a time sometime over this week between recordings, and we'll get you squared away. All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm good.
We snap back to the carriage.
Zephyros works
my-
for Xerxes?
Took my goddamn quill.
Y'all don't know that.
No,
Yeah,
that,
I know
that's
he-
why it wasn't in the accent.
I know damn well he took my quill. What do you mean?
What just happened?
Yeah, for your sake, Devin, you no longer have that quill. That is not on your person in any capacity.
I'm sure that you'll tell me like what I have and what I don't have. So,
Yeah, we'll get you squared. Don't worry.
I'm pissed.
Tumult, explain.
Your
sorry.
quill's gone.
Explain
Quill's
what?
What just happened?
The Bartos,
Uh,
or the Tempart, what happened to Ivan?
gone.
I'm gonna let you.
Speak with Asmodeus.
What?
I'm assuming he went and spoke to Asmodeus, which I mean, like, is kind of his lifelong goal. So I mean, like, we should just be happy for him.
Yes, but. Oh,
I was
God.
gonna say, that don't blame me for this, Departos. This is what happens when you sign contracts with that thing. I entered an agreement with you to tell you about how the quill went, and I was still here, was I not?
This
Yeah,
one
yeah,
was
that's
the
fine.
this was the temp contract, not the quill.
No, this is-
Yeah.
you're right. Okay, Tempard, can you explain exactly what is in that contract, please?
Couldn't you just
Sure.
ask to read
I
it?
just
Honestly?
I can put it in the group chat if you want.
I mean, it's
Can
pretty.
you put it
like,
on Discord?
I'm not about to
sure,
read 13 pages
Yeah,
on the
it's-
fly here.
more or
I-
less. More or less, it's just like set up like a pyramid scheme, or like you have.
not a pyramid scheme.
It's set up much like a pyramid scheme.
But it's not-
However, it is not a pyramid scheme.
Triangle-shaped
Uh,
schematic.
Yeah, but like it goes over like how many people you need to recruit to become like the next level, and like how much of percentage of your bounty or your loot or whatever you have to give to your superiors, which is supposed to be signed and so on and so forth. There's language with like you can't. If you breach the contract, then like Asmodeus himself has like control over what happens to like you and your soul and everything. And like there's a couple different like things listed, which is like Eldritch Blast didn't work. That's one of the things this is, you can't take any actions against.
It's just little things like you swear undying service and loyalty to Asmodeus. You swear off all beliefs and spiritualities besides worshiping Asmodeus himself. You can never take an action untowards towards Asmodeus, be it directly or by trying to overthrow him. Just little things, really.
Yeah, just small stuff like that.
So,
I don't know if there's anything we can do about this.
No. Not
Well-
unless, one, you find someone more powerful than the person that wrote the contract, aka Asmodeus, and more powerful than Ketra, because he signed in my quill.
well,
That's a big twofer. A big twofer.
the Partos has 3 ideas. 1, Ivan is gone. They have resigned themselves to their fate. They have either gone to hell and faced Asmodeus and somehow miraculously won, and they are now the new king of hell, which is exactly what the Partos would love to believe. But
if
the
that
Partos
happened,
does
we
not
knew
believe
that
this.
Tempard had been released from their contract, right?
We don't know if they are or not.
Right. Tempar, do you know if
Find
you
out
are
in
released
30
from your
days.
contract?
I have no idea.
All right, great. So they are still in glorious battle down there in the Nine Hells.
I don't feel like
Option 1. Option 2. Ivan went down there. He signed this contract. Asmodeus has been prepared for him, and Ivan is now contractually obliged to something with the current king of hell, and his plans and machinations, Ivan's plans and machinations, whatever they may be, could take anywhere from a few hours to millennia, which we do not necessarily have to wait here. Or see, he's just dead. Do not want to believe this. So it posits that we have about 3 options here. 1, carry on without him and hope that he finds his way back to us. 2, try to find some sort of opening to hell itself and take the whole Tempard Ivan contract situation into our own hands and literally declare war on the concept of lawful evil itself. Or
That is
3,
a lot of work.
that is a lot of work. Or 3, we know that we are in a realm of a chaos deity who is supposedly more powerful than Asmodeus himself. And we have this book, which seems to be a physical manifestation of his power.
Hey,
Now-
look at my book.
Yeah, how did you get the book?
Do not know. Honestly, continuity is strange. This book that Anuk possesses.
There's option 4 though, yeah?
That's
Right.
option 4. We just kind of keep going.
3,
Yeah.
4. Well,
And hey,
I
we may meet
suppose.
another friend on the road and we just welcome into the family.
we may. This is not at all in line with who Tepartos is, especially with what Tepartos is about to experience, supposedly. But
I feel like you're gonna have to grieve and walk here, bud.
yeah, Tepartos is not yet ready to say goodbye to a friend. So
I also
I-
don't think we could take on the king of hell.
They did
Tepartos
make-
has a proposition, and everyone may say no because it is insane. If we can some way use the Chaos Book
No.
against the King of Hell, who is the King of Law and Evil, to say that the contracts and the chains that the King of Hell has made are now broken, that breaks both Ivan and Tempard from their contracts, as well as however many damned souls and demons that are currently under his control.
I mean, you could try.
You feel like
Uh,
We
King, Can I also bring up the fact that I still want to tune to it first so we can find out the extent of this book?
Yes, we have no idea how the book works or if it can do anything like that. And who is to say that Asmodeus is not more powerful than this creature?
Well, Solon kind of confirmed that. Said the being of this realm far surpassed the power of Asmodeus himself.
They did say that.
Out of character to DM, man. What do I just like feel drained, or like what exactly happens with said item I'm now missing but still attuned to?
You are no longer attuned to it.
Okay.
Forcibly.
You feel like your old self.
You feel a lot like your old self.
God damn it.
But wait, if you
I
are
liked nice tumult.
if you are no longer attuned to said item, then Asmodeus is likely more powerful than the children of Soul, who are pillars
Well,
of these.
I mean that depends
deities.
what happened with the quill itself.
Right.
I
And the
mean,
child of
'cause
soul
under
created the
normal
quill.
attunement rules, if I gave you something I'm attuned to, I'm no longer attuned to it, right? Like, well, like if I give it to someone else to attune to,
Until someone else attunes to it.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was to give to Parto something I'm attuned to and he attuned to it, I would lose attunement to it.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's just like either,
Did you just give the quill of order to the man who worships order?
I didn't.
Not
I
the
did
the,
not-
the
I did
royal,
not-
not the royal you, not you specifically.
I did not know that would happen, but yeah, technically he just did.
So technically it's Tumult's fault.
What?
Technically, it is Ivan's fault. He signed the contract with the quill, and now he's gone.
Well, Ivan's not here, so we can't blame him. So
He read.
I
He
bet
said he
I
read the
can blame him.
contract, and he didn't tell me that it would instantly transport him away, holding all items he currently had on his possession, which would have been in the
Really
contract if it
fucked
happened.
Roger,
So,
that's a nice, be nice.
that means he lied to me, and as I said, I can't tell if the party members are lying to me. So fuck all you.
Or he did not know.
He said he read it. I couldn't know if he was lying.
You also read the contract
I will-
and didn't know if it was
I didn't
correct.
read it. I didn't
You
read it.
no, you
Not
read
that
a
contract. A contract.
I will say, nowhere in the contract did it say anything about instant teleportation or your gear or anything along those lines. So, and you all can look at the contract and see that that's true.
This seems as though it is a logical fallacy.
So I think
Demarcos is just saying.
more than anything at this point, I don't know if there's anything we could do about the cat being in hell right now.
Well, we could try destroying the entire concept of the law.
Do you
want to
fight? Do you want to fight Asmodeus and Ketra? Because he signed with the power of Ketra, so
And you
that's
would
two
also-
deities you gotta fight.
Also, to Partos, you would be unleashing the concept of chaos onto the entirety of the prime material plane.
Tepartos is not arguing for this possibility, merely putting this possibility into the playing field. Really trying to be more of a neutral party here because I have been very divisive in the past.
I mean,
You are literally
like-
doing the opposite of playing devil's advocate here.
Actually, to be honest, that kind of brings up a point. Tepartos,
Levi, I'm actually the devil's advocate, just pointing that out.
that's what Sulan said.
What?
You gotta grow out of that.
Out of
Sulan
what?
literally said you do nothing but sit down in the middle.
No, he said that Tepartos was a beacon of good. Went straight towards the upward, not to the right or the left or the down.
That's the problem. You need to go left or right. You're sitting on the line in the middle that goes up and down.
He is
You're like-
currently arguing for chaos.
When everything that he has kind of gone up to this point has been...
He is in fact
Order.
doing what Sulan has asked.
Tepartos is trying. He does not understand. Anuk, please.
I just want to say the cat got what the cat wanted. He's in hell.
He
He
Yeah, but
did
he
want
wants
it?
to rule hell.
he did it. Let's in the simplest terms possible. He did
Think about
read.
this, though.
He read the contract, agreed to the contract, signed the contract, so knew what he was getting into to some capacity.
with
And we all know how smart the cat is. If
And he signed it
got a
without the
way through it. He
breaking.
got a way through it.
Oh,
So he's pursuing his best life.
I don't know how much
Honestly-
time he had to think about the fact that he used the power of my quill to sign that.
Oh, I think he
Right.
thought about that real hard.
Tepartos
Very
thinks Anuk
quick
is
thinker.
right.
He had like 2 minutes.
It could have
He's
been
a
also a
very
performative
quick
gesture.
thinker.
DM Alex thinks that Anuk is right and is terrified at the concept.
I'm also on board with believing Anuk. I just don't think Tumult
No.
would be. I'm still mad that I lost my quill. That was my one magic item.
Well, Tumult, we are very sorry about your quill. We will find you something else that is nice. But Anuk, you are entirely correct. Ivan has proven time and again that he is incredibly intelligent and thinks through things and decisions long before he makes them. Whatever he's done here, there has to be something that he found in that contract that he believes he can exploit. And at this point, DeParto sees no reason not to trust him.
Yeah, and regardless, as I said, besides unleashing chaos onto the entirety of all the other realms, I do not know if there's anything we can do about it, even if we wanted to.
Right.
So it may be best to grieve this friend and then go have the Partos grieve other things.
Oh, there has been so much grief.
Because he doing what he wants.
Yeah, it's just grieve as the sense of if a friend lost metaphorically or literally.
So much loss.
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear from in front of you, "We're here!"
That's
And
great.
you realize the horses have come to a stop, and you are sitting outside of the Ardeep Forest.
I cast Speak with Animals, and I whisper in the lion's ear, "You are now Ivan too. Congrats."
Devin, you cannot come back as the temporary lion. Should a combat come up before the lion disappears, you may act as the lion in all capacities.
So, as I'm stepping out of the cart, I think we'd be happy for the Ivan, you know?
And I'm happy for him. But
But hey, it's our life, and I bet you soon somebody come walking down the road and they be part of the group just like the whole time.
Anuk, this might be your thing that you don't take anything seriously.
I take it plenty serious.
so can I attune to the book?
Give me back
Right
my
now,
book.
no.
No, I don't have the book. I'm asking if I can attune to it, like I did to the quill.
Let us start with the thing literally in front of us, which is the Ardeep Forest, and I gently push the Partos on the back, walking into the woods.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna sit on the cart because he said there is nobody here. So
No,
the
come
only
with
one that
me.
needs to go
I
is-
want to
Partos asked
introduce
everyone
you
to come
to my
together. Let us
family.
go. Let us go. Let us all be
But-
here.
I don't like going into the woods.
It's okay. These woods are safe.
Tumult, you will
The
either
Partos
walk or I will
promises
pick you up.
These
The
woods are
Partos,
safe.
the Partos. This isn't the same as your woods. These are chaos woods.
Right. Chaos or no chaos. The Parto senses no danger.
And I have a vague sense that I no longer have to like care for your well-being right now.
All right. Well,
Let us put it this way, Tumult. You are either going or I am picking you up and carrying you into there.
thank you, Lysander.
Why?
Because the Partos, who is your friend, law, good, chaos, neutral, regardless, asked you to be there, and you listen when the friend asks you to be there.
Come on.
And the
Yes or
Partos,
no? You going in the forest?
I don't think I have a choice.
You
I
do
think
not.
I'll answer.
Are you gonna start walking, or are we gonna carry you?
Hands is a thing.
I just
Yes,
start
that's the
levitating.
thing. Hans was here with us.
Hands is a thing.
Followed Anuk. So Hans is with you now?
Yeah, hands definitely would have good with Ivan. 100% hands would have
Is
said
that
Ivan.
possible? Making sure. Okay, cool.
I mean, even if it's not, it would just sort of disappear.
Hands is super McGon.
Okay, making sure. I was
so-
like, wait, do we have a squid that was abandoned?
To bring us back in a little bit to the Ardeep Forest. Spartos, for the first time since the horrid events that took place in your family's home, you take steps into the Ardeep Forest and towards a very familiar locale. You walk through the trees with a knowing pace, effortlessly. Your feet have walked through these paths many times. As you're walking, you start to think back to all of the fond memories of your home, of your family that surrounded you. You recall many, many nights after good foraging trips with your family, feasting on berries and fruits, vegetables, and just the revelry and happiness. You remember sitting around as your grandmother sat and would, or your grandfather rather, would sit and tell you stories of the old days, of the lands he came from. You remember your grandmother sitting and with all you and your bajillion siblings around.
9.
9
9 bajillion.
9 bajillion siblings around, sitting around a campfire as the evening is coming to a close and singing you songs, teaching you these various stories. Whereas your grandfather spoke of stories of camaraderie and bravery and of war, but war fought on the pretenses of good and justice. Your grandmother told her stories through song, through using the power of music to bring this whole other understanding to you and your siblings. You never understood how their experience could have both been so strong and so different. But with everything you've been through meeting Lysander and hearing the tales of Sylvanas of old, you have this realization in your mind. They were telling you the story of Sylvanas the whole time. Your grandfather telling you of the guardian, of this fierce warrior set out to protect and defend your clan and your home. You remember your grandmother singing you songs of the lifeblood of this nurturer, this caregiver, a protector in her own way. And as you step through the woods towards where your home, you're sitting and you remember one night around the campfire hearing this tune. You close your eyes, your feet still moving, you know these paths. And then you start to hear something. A memory, it has to be. Throughout the land, darkness and light in constant eternal strain. A song that your grandmother had sang to you hundreds of times. No real purpose. You never understood. But this song, as you're stepping through these forests, it resonates with you. But show no fear, light will live on as long as your flame remains. This memory is so profound in your mind, you push forward. The rest of you, walking, following Tepartus in his footsteps, start to see in the edges of your vision through the trees this settlement that Tepartus, or that Anak had told you about. But most of the buildings at this point, even that you had seen previously on Nook, are gone. All that remains is one large, essentially tent and a campfire. Silence and sorrow consider us their greatest bane. Faith, hope, and service maintain our goddess's endless reign. To Partos, this song comes to an end, and you hear vivid detail. And then it hits you. This isn't a memory. You're not remembering this song. You're hearing it. Your eyes flash open and you glance up and you can see you're standing on the outskirts of where your settlement had lain. And you can see sitting at a tanning rack next to this one remaining tent, singing quietly and gently to herself, your grandmother. The rest of you, as you step into this clearing, see this woman as well, seemingly unaware of your presence as of now.
Milea?
The woman's head perks up. Well, that's a voice I haven't heard in quite some time. Tepartos, you are very, very late to supper this evening. She stands and turns a large smile on her face. A Furbolg woman, very, very, very faint, like very, very pale, greenish blue skin, sunk and wrinkled many, many years. Her hair still pulled off to one side and pulled into this massive braid that falls down her shoulder all the way to her hip. Her eyes soft and warm. When she looks over at you, to Partos. Why so sad? Has your adventure not been everything you wanted it to be?
No sad. There is no sadness here.
Well, then get over here and give your grandmother a hug. What are you taking so long for?
I'm gonna dive into those arms.
She pulls you into the biggest hug. Pulls you back and goes, now, I'm sure you have amazing stories to tell while you've been gone.
Oh, Milea, you have no idea. You have no idea the stories I can tell, but I think there is much we must discuss tonight.
I wish that I could stay, dear. I really, truly do. I would love to hear all about all your tales and tell you all of the crazy things that have been happening to us, but...
Yes.
Well... You're here now.
Tepartos is.
That means that it's my time to go.
Where will you go?
Well, home, of course. Where else would I go?
Home with Sylvanus.
No! Home to the Ardeep Forest, the real one. You think your grandmother doesn't know that this is all some weird fakeness?
I like
Oh,
her.
no. Oh, yes.
The rest of the family's been hip-de-doopering out of here for some time.
That's fair. No, we can understand with the weird mud hut. What's going on with the huts anyway?
We improvised.
Okay, that's fair. The attackers again. Nothing. Forget that.
She smiles warmly at you and puts a hand on your cheek, pinches it a little, and goes, I know what happened. You don't have to hide that from me.
What?
We were all there.
So, it happened.
Oh, it happened.
And you remember it.
We all did.
Every one of you.
Not everyone.
What?
It was important. One person made it out of there alive. One person to carry on the family name and to make sure that we got the justice we deserved.
Million, no.
What would have happened if you stayed there? What do you think? If you had just stayed with a bunch of old dead people, doing nothing with your life, sitting around, letting your armor grow rusty, what would that have done?
Here with you.
And what would that have done?
Made me happy.
Well, if happiness was all that mattered in life, nobody would ever do wrong.
Right.
If all you want's to be happy, you could have just gone on and did something that made you happy.
You are right.
Instead, you're here,
In this place.
in this little kooky, crazy place we found ourselves in.
And you all found yourselves here. You've all made yourselves home here again.
That's what we do.
You find your place and you stick with it.
Do what we need to do to be together, be happy.
Be a clan. You are happy?
Well, sure. How could I not be happy? My grandson's gone out and is doing the entire world the greatest of services.
Partos does not know Milia. He is trying, but he does not know. He fears that faith may have been placed in him incorrectly.
Have you helped people?
Well, these here are my friends.
Oh, hello! I'm so sorry.
Friends, this is the elder Lady Tepartos the First. My grandmother, Milia.
It is
Pleasure to meet every one of you.
a pleasure to meet you, Amelia.
Hello, Grandma.
Well, I like you. She walks over and gives Garagak a big old hug. Bozeman.
Nook rummages
Oh, yeah.
around in his
Garrett
pouch,
hugs back.
and pulls out the
Never
last
had grandparents.
flower.
Was
pressed
the girl.
from one of the islands from home. I think this goes to you.
Well, that's so kind. Thank you. Truly, thank you. You have a way about you, sir. I think you and I could get along very swell.
I think that'd be fun.
You two would be fast friends. Tepartos has no doubt.
Now, what about the rest? Who are you? What are your names? Tell me about yourselves.
Please.
That I am.
I'm a Nook Hoki Iti.
A Nook cookie eater. Got it.
Hoki
Oh, yeah.
iti, grandma.
Hokey pokey. Gotcha.
Hoki
Don't
iti.
correct your grandmother. She right. I like to eat the cookie.
I like him. He knows respect for your elders, the one thing we could never teach you and your siblings. So blatantly disrespectful, these children. I could tell you stories about Tepartos as a child. That
I
would
would
blow your
love
minds.
to hear that.
I think that'd be fascinating.
Lysander Elias from some of the southern verbal clans.
You didn't tell me you'd found the family.
Family?
Family.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you're all
You didn't think that all the furbolgs here happened to just be two separate groups of people that happen to live right like next to each other, essentially, in the grand scheme of things.
No, we had the 5 families that made up the clan. The Tepartos, the Morville, the Gatun, the Beetle,
Just-
the Jovier.
Just
The
because
village?
there was the 5 in our clan doesn't mean we're the only ones that were part of the family.
The-
Lysander's a furbolg. That makes him family. We all
Alright.
come from Sylvanas. We all come from the same place. Do you not listen to my songs?
No,
I swear to Partos, you'd think you would have learned at some point or another to listen when grandmother sang you a song.
Departos, did you expect to come back to be chastised?
If Tepartos found Milia, then absolutely. And it is beyond welcome, let me tell you.
Well, if I don't chastise you, no one would.
Oh, well, fret you not, Milia.
The rest of us do quite regularly.
Lysander in particular has carried on your legacy tremendously well.
Good, good. Well, and walks up to you and gives you a hug, Lysander. And what about the rest of you, the 3 of you here? What? Who else? Who are you?
The
Gargak.
Garagak?
Gargak. Yep.
That's an orc name. For sure.
So if you threw up, it's kind of like that no sound. Like
the blue
It
one
sure is.
the blue one is Tumult. He did not want to be here.
Why wouldn't you want to be here? This is the greatest forest on, well, anywhere.
I
Seems
don't,
better.
He's right.
I don't like forests.
You were wrong.
What's wrong with the forests?
My business.
Fair enough. Not my place to ask you business.
Appreciate it.
And you, little one, what's your name?
My name is Tempard. and
Temp
this-
Bard.
Yes, and this is Ivan too.
That is a fucking lion.
Sure is. And his name is Ivan too.
They kind of just pull things out of bags. And
They do. Also, we lost a friend who was named Ivan 1 within the past about 30 minutes or so.
wait, his last name was one?
No, but he was the first Ivan.
Technically, it's-
You see her face immediately softens from this like joking around smile that she had to just empathy, deep empathy. It was-
I will change what Tepartos has just said. We don't know for sure if we lost them or if they had a very intricate plan they did not inform us of. They do that a lot.
He might be
Okay.
living his purest dream right now.
Okay, he is not dead, but we did in fact lose him.
He's
He is
literally lost to us. He disappeared.
Yes,
And
I would
we
be
is in hell.
balanced.
and we are very concerned about him.
Do you want me to
I-
read? Do you want me to read the trees for him?
If yes, actually, you have quite the penchant for it. I do not know if the trees will know, for we were not close. But if you could, that would be nice.
She looks at you, puts a hand on your cheek again, and then slaps you lightly upside the head. The trees always know. Don't you tell me what the trees know. How do you?
The Portos are sorry, Emilia.
You see,
Lean over to Departos. I think she worships your Sylvanas.
She does.
I will lightly
You'll
chuckle in
notice
the
this is a
background
trend.
saying someone else slapped Tepartos.
How did you not get
think I
any
really
of
like
her
this.
attitude? Any of it? You have a stick so far up your butt.
I swear, and I will just sit here. It's like, you know what I thought when I messed up y'all's religion? I swear I switched you to.
I'm not sure what that means.
Well, I was like, well, we haven't met your version yet, but you
I'm
know,
gonna reach over.
Lysander's
Not
more
the
like
Spartos,
his
or not the Spartos. Come
Sylvanas
over,
that we
over the
met.
head.
Thank you, Anuk.
Like Lysander follows this Sylvanas a lot more than apparently they follow their own, in my opinion. I haven't
Just
met
wait
theirs
till you
one,
meet
so-
Elder Tepartos. You will understand a little bit more at that point.
don't you talk about your grandfather like that.
I love grandfather.
Let me
I-
read the trees. You're distracting me.
Yes, Milia, I'm sorry.
I lean
You
over
see-
to Marcos and I'm like, I've never had grandparents. Is this what they're always like?
Yes, she is wonderful.
Very much so.
Okay, glad we got this figured out.
You see,
Glad I don't have it.
you see, Amelia walks over to this tree, just a random tree in the forest, just the one she happened to be closest to, and She reaches out her hand, and this faint green glow floats up out of it, and travels. There's a knot in the side of the tree, and the energy starts to pour into it, and her eyes gloss over slightly with this pale green light, and she. I'm so sorry. I just looked up. Hero's face is like right in his Oh man. Okay.
'Cause I'm
You're,
watching-
you're probably
right.
about that far away from her too. Just like, how are you doing that?
Her eyes gloss over.
Tree magic.
I see. Is he like a tabaxi, but not?
Yes.
exactly.
He's a demon, but looks like a cat.
See, her eyes immediately unglaze over.
Ah,
You're hanging out with demons, Sapartos?
Not the, it's complicated, Mealy. It's
Really
very
offended that you-
complicated.
He is a tiefling, if that makes it better.
Tiefling.
Well, that's different.
That's very different.
Immediately flows back in and eyes glaze back over.
Methinks
he's-
every elder is like this.
He's not in hell,
Gets
so that's good.
He's not in hell?
Not the abyss, not the plane of fire. I'm trying. Hold on.
Okay.
Flipping through
Nope.
a phone book.
Potato plates.
Nope. Nope. Feywild? Nope.
Oh, okay.
Shadowfell? Nope.
Oh, how about Mechanus? Right. I will not rush.
I
Nope.
feel like it's better
Oh,
if
okay.
you don't, to be honest.
Unexpected. Your friend's home.
What?
He's in the not weird version of home.
The material plane,
Sure, yeah, the prime material. Yeah. Yep.
where we are from.
Yep.
Goodness.
Can
He's talking with a big fella.
how
Big fella.
Yeah, big fella.
Tempard, how big was Asmodeus?
Like everyone's big to me. I don't know what
Like-
you want.
Does he make Ganok look like a tiny person?
Eyes unglaze, looks at Tepartos, looks at Tempard. Why do you know the devil?
They can answer it in a second. And I kind of point to Ganok. Does it make him look small?
We're bigger than him.
Are you rushing me?
No.
No. Do not rush,
Technically.
Lady Tepartos, please.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to Lady Toparto, so technically, yes.
Her
Lady
eyes
Tepartos the first.
flash. Tumult, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
17.
17. Fortunately, she's a high
Fails.
level druid. That fails.
Yep.
Vines shoot out of the ground, wrap you up, one specifically in your mouth, and they just pull you gently to the ground and hold you in place for a minute. Don't rush or disrespect your elders.
I'm gonna mumble into the vine. Well, I wasn't trying to lie either. You know, that's kind of worse.
You really need to stop talking.
I don't care what Topartos has to say. I didn't want to be here anyway.
The
Your
vines
bottom is
tighten,
about to hurt.
the
very
vines
bad.
tighten ever so slightly.
This is literally like looking at Neve.
I just like die here at this point. I don't want to be here anymore.
The eyes glaze over one last time. Real big.
Giant big?
Real
or
big.
Firbolg big?
Giant big.
Ain't big.
Giant big. But not so big.
Small giant. Color?
Medium giant?
Whitish blue.
Whitish blue.
That
Hair.
out?
White. Cloudy.
Mm,
Cloudy.
mm.
Attire.
Well,
Roby?
Going to just speak into the
Zephyros?
vine. Like you literally don't even have to
How
ask
would
that
I
question.
know his name?
No, not for you, Grandma. I am so sorry. But
I mean, I could ask him.
You could ask him?
you can talk to him.
I'd rather not.
I would just go there and ask him.
That may not be.
You see one of the coins.
I'm
Put a
shaking
pair
my.
of the goofy
see-
glasses on Tumult.
You see, she comes back and like undoes the vines real quick.
No. No.
No? No, why no?
Like your grandma's very powerful, but
Yes.
if this is bad, you do realize that, right?
He's talking to Zephyros.
Yeah, no, but he left after he signed a contract to the Temp clan,
Which we think he might have gotten out of
To
potentially.
the devil.
to the
Concept.
devil himself, Asmodeus, and in the short time it took us to get off that cart and to your grandma for her to talk to this tree, he is now talking to Zephyros.
Also, Milia Tapartos can explain. It has been a very complicated couple of weeks.
Is Zephyros working for the devil?
That's what I
Concept.
don't know, and that's what I don't want to test right now.
I could just ask. I could go and ask him. I don't know how I would tell you.
Yeah, we
Um,
would like it if you.
I would like it if you stay perfectly safe because I don't
Grandma-
know what it would
Are
mean.
you saying I can't take care of myself?
No, I don't
Milia-
want anything to happen to necessarily us or anyone around you because of what this is. I can't say they can do anything to you specifically because obviously you're very powerful.
We
But-
got killed once.
Yes,
It's fine.
I
but-
trust you could probably
Um,
handle the devil, but I
Amelia-
don't want you to have to.
but
handle
if they know
My
where
grandson's talking.
Tumult, you can finish this thought, but first, Milia, do you know what will happen if you are killed again?
No idea. It'd be pretty boring of me to sit and hide away, being scared of it, though.
Right.
I'm gonna keep on living my life the same way that I would.
Well, this may be dangerous in some way, shape, or form, especially dealing with the powers that we have found ourselves entwined with. And Tapartos will be honest, he's not ready to lose you again yet.
Well, I've got about 2 minutes left before I vamoose anyways. So
Into the forest, yes?
into the world, the family's in. I'm not the only one.
Yes,
There-
yes.
she's going home to Parthos. She
They're-
literally
they're
told you this
home.
when we first got here.
Yes, yes, we are about to go. Can we come with you?
No.
So I'm not about to see the rest of the family then.
I can show you they're still okay.
Departos, this means they're alive. And they're home where we're going.
You realize that
Soon.
once we complete our quest, we're going home, right?
Back in our world, they're alive?
Yes.
That's what I've been saying, kiddo.
Wait, what?
You really don't listen to your grandma.
No, but
For
I
once,
saw.
I agree with the blue kid.
No. You said back into the forest here, but
No,
How?
No.
Into the Ardeep Forest.
You asked
Yes.
if going
At
back to
home.
Sylvanas, and she said no, home.
I thought this was an illusion.
Slaps you across the face. Is that illusionary to you?
Oh God, it still hurts just like it did when I was a small little boy. Ah, how? I saw everyone dead.
Feels
We
I
died.
was-
Yeah, she literally just said they died.
so-
Are you okay, Departos?
No, I do not understand what is happening.
You did what you were supposed to do. You
I
went
don't-
and talked to Sylvanas.
Yes.
You kept your faith.
You're saving the world.
Do you not listen to the songs at all? Do you not?
No, I listened to the songs. I tried to overinterpret the songs.
I lays it all out, literally, throughout the land, darkness and light, and constant eternal strain.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
Seem accurate so far?
yes.
Good. But show no fear. Light will live on as long as your flame remains.
Mine?
Royal your. I mean, yes, you.
But also all Sylvanas worshippers. You're carrying the light, like Sylvanas said to you, not several hours ago. She came to you.
You
Shed
met
light.
the lady,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
and you didn't tell me until right now.
The two of you are actually very similar.
Well, duh.
Have you also met the lady?
No.
Oh,
You just know these things when you worship someone your whole life.
It's true.
yeah. So you can conversate him without actually meeting with him.
So,
And at that point, I'll just kind of like really get sad, and I'm gonna go sit down.
Amelia, you know Tapartos is thick in the skull.
Yes,
Yes, you know this. Everyone here knows this.
not surprising. Not news.
Yes.
You're kind of dumb,
Yes.
but I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
I would say that makes 2, but it's ironically
Not the
7.
time, Tumult.
What? I said it would make 2, but ironically it makes 7 because I'm pretty sure they're all gonna say the same thing.
We only get to see you right now. If we go back home to our realm, will I see everyone else? Are they all still alive, or are they all just living on within me?
Well, you'll see us if you decide to come to visit every once in a while.
Don't you know you're supposed to visit the family every now and then?
Thank you, Anuk.
So you are still with me.
Always
Never-
have been.
Even when they were gone.
You thought we would abandon you? You think a silly little thing like raiders is going to separate us?
Tapartos thought death would.
We're family, kiddo. Nothing can break us apart. It doesn't matter.
How can
Can't
I
believe-
visit you?
You get out of here.
Yes.
I don't know. I know I can't take you.
We know.
I've tried to take other people. It doesn't work. But you are the most brave and intelligent
Well,
and the most brave and wise
there we go.
of your siblings of our whole clan. You get out there. You tell whatever's got you locked here to shove it right up their derriere. And you come and visit your family.
I will, Amelia.
You better. She gives you one big hug.
I promise.
Well, then enjoy the rest of your adventure. If any of you let anything happen to Departos, know that my entire family will come crashing down upon you like the most ferocious warriors you've seen in your entire life.
As it should be.
And we'll see y'all soon. We'll have you over for dinner. It'll be splendid.
I look forward to it.
Now, I got a tree to catch. Did you have something to ask me or say, Tempard?
Weird that I thought about hitting on you, but then I decided not to because I thought that somebody else might get upset.
I am a
Tempard-
happily married woman, but I'm flattered.
Tapartos would literally kill you. You would be able to spend the rest of eternity in this Ardeep Forest with my family.
But they're in the normal Ardeep Forest.
I don't be there anymore. That's nice.
True.
So
I feel like Par just had a stroke like mid-convo somewhere there.
I think he may have.
Forgot everything.
I miss you, Amelia.
I've missed
Thank
you
you.
too.
Tapartos thinks he understands now and understands where his connection comes from and that it is not lost and it is not severed. And as long as he has faith, it will remain and grow strong.
Never forget it.
Tapartos will not.
See, she walks under a tree, knocks on it a couple times, and like doors open out of it. Catch you on the flip side. She
That's a good trick, yeah?
strolls right into the tree. The doors close.
Tell Elder Departos thank you.
I'm impressed by her. She do good. She do good.
Bartos,
Yes.
how did you develop this accent?
Departos does not know. He has always had it. As has his siblings, his grandfather, but neither his mother nor his father, and obviously neither Lady Departos has had it. We are a clan made up of 6 not necessarily noble families, but families of a quote-unquote pure bloodline, each of which have a different background. We all met eons ago, made our way down to the Ardeep Forest, and settled and began creating a life together as a clan. There is a great mix of cultures and bloodlines, and some characteristics come forward more so than others, and the way that Taparto speaks seems to be one of them. It does not make sense to most people. It does not make sense to most of us in the clan. We aren't quite sure of why it is this way, but it is. Departos has never given it much thought outside of when you, Lysander, came by a furball from a neighboring forest and talked in a very similar way, which
Way neighboring. I am about 1,000 miles to the south of here.
not entirely far off when you consider the vast
Well,
forests of Sylvanas.
In forest sense, I suppose 1,000 miles between forests is not bad.
I'll be real. I have no idea where the 10th clan is, like the type of state in relation to all of this. Just letting you all know. Not a clue.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I hope you're-
Bartos, all
Go
of a
ahead.
sudden your body is racked with pain. You drop to your knees. You clench. Every muscle in your body is cramping together at once.
I know.
You close your eyes instinctively.
Like one on my right.
You start shaking and seizing. The rest of you see Tapartos on the ground,
Scope.
and his size slowly starts expanding.
Can I see the gun I look, or you want to do it?
Tapartos, your body
Someone help me!
your body relaxes.
Ah.
You need some caffeine, possibly a banana. It'll go away by tomorrow. I completely understand you. All right.
Hey, Departo, do you need more fiber in your diet? Do you want me to go see if I can find some
No,
dried fruit?
it's not a poopanuk.
Oh, well, that's
You-
usually the problem.
Push yourself to your feet, and your head hits a tree branch.
I have never hit that one before.
Standing up, you realize, Tapartos, you are now 10 feet tall. All of your gear, your possessions, everything around you is stretched and molded to fit.
Hey, that's a good
No
trick.
offense, guys, just us.
I have never felt small in my life.
I am looking to a scope at the
You should
Bartos.
see my family.
You look through the scope. There is no more light on Tapartos.
Hey,
Ian,
we did it.
on your character sheet, find a place to take some notes.
What about the notes section?
Work.
I would like you to mark down aspect of giantkin.
No, you don't get to know what that means. You just have to write it down.
I'd like to
You'll
know
have
what
a
it
week
means.
to research it.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, you don't have to write this down. It's just noted. Your size increases to that of a small giant. You have what is considered, I don't remember what the exact term for it is. I believe it's like the strong build feature.
I think we already
Uh,
have that.
We already have that.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. You don't get that then. I swear I looked it up and you didn't. You have reach with
Well, we
any
have-
melee attack you make.
But
We have it in sense of carrying capacity. I think we
That's-
now
yeah.
have it in full.
No, that's all it does. You treat your carry capacity as if or it doubles it or whatever.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
still not technically a large creature.
You are not technically a large creature.
Okay.
You notes.
Is he gonna get Stone's endurance as well?
No.
Okay.
Your strength score increases by 2.
Ooh.
If you didn't already, you speak giant.
Sure it did. Yep.
You have advantage on all charisma skill checks when interacting with giants.
Does that have anything to do or stack at all with my
It
advantage?
absolutely stacks. As you're standing here admiring your new form, the rest of you see standing behind him, arms crossed, smug look on her face, a spiritual aspect of Moog.
Oh, a Moog.
Hmm.
I was expecting Sylvanas, but
Do I see her?
She's behind you, but you feel as a hand reaches out and taps you on your shoulder a few times. Look at you, all grown up.
You knew about this, didn't you?
Remember you almost had sex?
I knew who you were. Yeah,
Who am I?
you're Jean Valjean. 2, 4, 6,
6,
1.
1. God damn it, Alex!
Uh,
2, 4, 6. Oh, anyway.
man. No, she looks at you and goes, there's a reason that I was drawn to you. Don't get me wrong, you're a handsome furball, but that had nothing to do with it. And for the rest of you, this is the first time Moog has spoken.
Yeah, I was about to say she's got her tongue back.
yeah.
Yeah, also, how are you speaking?
Well, I'm not really here, so
Right. Well, if we assume that you are here, can we assume that you are not there?
I am limited. Know that I'm okay,
In our world?
and I'm eagerly awaiting your return. But should you find yourself in need of me every now and again, you'll find me where it counts. And she reaches up behind your head as you are now almost equivalent height with her and pulls you in for a big, deep kiss.
Damn it.
Ah, yeah.
Turns around.
I kind of turned to Lysander and be like,
Can you give me a minute?
are you gonna do that shit too?
I don't know.
You're next.
You turn.
Wait, does Lysander have a secret boyfriend? So his girlfriend we don't know about?
We
Moog steps back.
wait, Moog, are you leaving already?
I have business to take care of because somebody decided to get themselves kidnapped by a god.
Okay, but you, it,
They just said they'd be here when we need them.
right.
Bartos
Look at
is
him.
very bad at listening on Nook. We just went through this with his
Ah,
current
yeah.
Yeah.
Departos listens, but Departos overthinks and doesn't understand either the difference between nuance and literalism.
Just get this over with and come find me.
We'll come back to you. When I do, will you have answers to my questions?
It depends on which questions you ask me.
Well, then I suppose we'll have to figure that out, won't we?
Plan on spending the night of it. She winks, steps, and walks away.
Ah, yeah.
Look at the partos, eh?
What do I
You
do
you
with
both
my
understand you
hands?
can have romantic attraction without sexual
She
attraction, correct?
as she steps away, she just like fades away into nothing.
Oh yeah, you definitely can, but that is not what she was implying.
No, I think that's what was implied.
You are
You
dense.
think that?
Did
That's
your
okay.
thick skull just get bigger? Like, did it just add another few layers to your goddamn head?
The Partos, I do not like you being taller than me.
Partos apologizes, but thinks that there is nothing he can do about it. Hello.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have my note that I wrote about Lysander.
This feels nice.
You're apparently more giant than you thought.
Apparently, that is why Departos is so concerned about this.
Also, I take back my earlier claim to victory. If solving a light makes you do that, jealous.
Well,
Aren't we 10 feet tall? No,
Departos knows what he must do now.
God, I meant to be small for it.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. I have special shit in line for every single one of you.
Well, yeah, but doesn't mean I can't be hateful of it right now.
It's fair.
But also, like, outward hateful, but love to Bartos on
Except
the inside.
the only person I don't have special things planned for is Devin's new character, because I don't actually know anything about them yet. So
Oh, you're taking a backstory.
Oh, no.
with
Oh, no.
yeah, whole new
That's true.
process.
Feels bad, man.
With a touching reunion with Partos' grandmother, with a friend lost but not gone, and with absolutely no idea what to do next. That is where we're going to end this episode of The Dice That Bind Us. Aside from our positivity posts at the end, because it's important to show love to your friends, especially
One of
when
us
they
has
do
an idea
dope
anyway.
shit. Because my friends do dope shit all the time.
Except today.
Everybody did some dope shit today.
Everybody.
Every single person did some dope shit. And remember, I set rules last time that no one can say they didn't do very much. You have to dig deep and find something positive about yourselves.
I think it's very positive that I didn't do a whole lot today and I let other people.
No.
As-
No.
I will drive to the springs and socially distance throw fruit at you until you change your mind.
Strawberry.
Bartos has to go first.
Why?
Because I
it's the
can't step
Bartos
around you to
episode.
go first.
You're too big.
Whoever would like to can go first. Ian, you are not forced to by any means.
No, I always talk too much. Somebody else go.
I mean, Az already started.
Yeah, go, Az.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to stick with what I said. And then something
You will
else
not.
No, I think it comes from the place of let other people have the spotlight.
I don't think it is. I think they were making a wordy play against the fact that I said you can't just say I didn't do anything. So they tried to make that a positive. So take it back, think for a second, and say something positive you did. And if you need to start with somebody else, start with somebody else.
Fine, we'll start with other people.
Somebody else.
Oh, I thought we were going to let other people start. That works.
Okay.
Go for it.
Do you?
No, I'd like if other people want to start, that's fine.
No, you start by complimenting other people.
Yeah. You perfect.
That's hard. That would be so
Somebody else.
We do this
You
every
were-
week.
Yeah,
If you don't
Go
feel
for it.
comfortable with it right now, though, we won't force you into it.
you were just so intelligent, and you were like, yeah, I want to sign the contract, and of course I just don't care. I'm like, yeah, go for it.
You got one of you too.
Exactly. It does not hurt me in any way.
It helps you greatly.
Fantastic. So yeah, you were just like, cool, I have this plan or whatever. Don't tell anyone. That's fine. And then you go.
No one asked.
I did ask. I did ask, and you gave me a very one-word answer, and I was just okay with it. Not gonna lie.
You are so tricky and wonderful, and I love it so dearly because you always have these impressive like plans made where you carefully word what you're going to say, and you think through and process everything that you're going to do, but you do it so quickly. And it's fantastic. And then the way that it works out to your advantage is just amazing every time. Because nobody else has any fucking clue what you're doing. And it's incredible. And I love you
Thank you.
so much.
I love you so much. Thank you.
You got to convince the devil to let you keep going.
Kind of. I mean,
Almost.
You didn't get thrown in a cell.
yeah. yeah.
So
It's a win.
Gremlin problem real quick. Let's go with that.
Yeah, the button on the phone. Okay, now undo yourself.
You see, I let the spotlight be on other people today by talking. Stop shaking your head. It's interrupting my process of complimenting myself. I have a very cute lion. That is my compliment, everybody. I have a horde of cute lions.
this is the last time.
I'm so bad at this. I don't know what you want. I have very strong problems complimenting myself.
I understand that. That's why we try to do it for each other.
We all do, because we all self-deprecate.
Correct.
Fine. We'll take Devin's idea. We'll come back to me on that one.
Okay.
We'll cut to you for
Full
yours.
circle.
For yourself.
In that case, fine, you go.
I go. I like for the people. I like how for the questions. No one asked anything that was like super like off topic. Like everyone stayed kind of like everyone had a question. They had something they actually like wanted to push the storyline with the question. You know, like I think that everyone came with really nice questions. For Salon, what was his name?
Too long.
Yeah.
Hope I'm good.
And I like how how you named your lion Ivan too, like immediately after you didn't see Ivan come back.
Oh, yeah, I love lions. But like no home.
And then something Ivan did was I had like that whole thing was like kind of on the fly thinking, but it was something that like with Ivan's backstory and like how he, like I'm trying to like really play Ivan's character, how he would play, like how like do things that he would do, and I think I like stay true with it today. Like that's something that he definitely would have. He had an actual plan in mind, and he still has the plan. But I mean, for the sake of like what's going on right now, it's like of non-importance. But he didn't do this like on just a like rash like let me try this. Like he knew what he was doing. He knew the possible consequences, and he knew the possible rewards from it, I guess. And it's something that he would have done. He weighed the pros and cons and thought it'd be more important to do this now rather than wait for it. I'm really sorry that I lost a quill. I am so sorry.
Don't do this for it.
That just means I don't have to be a good boy anymore.
The character development.
I'm actually
And
upset
it's still actually no, it's still there because I'll talk about it later.
Let's popcorn it to Gilligan.
Something someone else did. Definitely got to give it to Devin. played his character really well. Did a bold ass move. Rolled all the dice on it. Was like, fuck it. My character dies. Let it ride. So that was pretty cool. Myself, I said 5 words this entire time. And I put goofy glasses on Tumult. I literally just listed everything I did.
You did
Yay!
But your
The-
5 words made everyone laugh hysterically. The goofy glass made everyone laugh.
Everything you did was on point for Garagak, man.
Yeah,
I still
and
haven't
there
taken
is-
it for
them
sure
off.
was. It was just
Completely fine with these being on. I still haven't taken them off.
Just like immediately, like, would you like an orc burial? Yeah, sounds good. All right, and just immediately went and pissed on his body.
I did piss on his body. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think that was it though. I don't think. Was that fun?
That was acceptable.
Okay.
acceptable.
I'll pop it over to a Nook.
Okay.
Consist of 10% accuracy.
Something somebody else did. Zach, I want to compliment you on how you were showing growth with Tumult, and now you can regress because you don't have that quill attuned anymore. But you actually were very vocal this session, and I think that's really good that you're coming out with us and you're starting to interact more than you have been in the past. And I'm happy to see that happening, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Even if it is frustrating, I'm excited to see where it goes. For myself, I stuck to my character. I know Lysander is questioning whether or not Anouk takes anything serious. Anouk takes things very serious, but it's very balanced, and the choices that people make is part of their nature, and that is what he respects as other people's natures. And so, yeah, I stuck to Anouk. And Zach, since I complimented you, it's your turn.
All right. I'm pretty sure a bunch of people are gonna go with it, but I'm not surprised. I am sad I lost the quill, but I asked my questions, you answered, and full well knowing that everything up until this point you've always made with a plan, including fucking Dandelion over. And our little interaction we had about it afterwards was like, well, like he knows exactly what the quill does. I'll take it with him, I guess. He didn't know that, but he took it with him. So as far as I know, he'll trust in whatever he's doing, and we'll follow it through, and we'll be here to see what comes out of it. I guess for what I did, I think I was making pretty good little development there. I was working on not becoming immediately lawful good, as Alex said it did, but like progressing towards lawful good. Like there was a driving force behind it that was forcing Tumult to rethink things, and that's why I said, like, I don't really feel like picking up the Partos when he's almost dead anymore with the whoopee cushions. Like, yeah, whoopee cushions are still fine, but like not when he's on death's door and stuff like that. Like, realizing that maybe some things should change, and then even though I lost the quill, and wanting to go back to what I was now that I don't have that driving force, realizing it's probably a bad idea, and then watching the whole interaction with Topartos and his grandma and Faith and all that. The reason why I went and sat down for a second and got a little bit sad, because it was like having Faith. It's like I know my powers still work, but I haven't talked to Ult the entire time we've been in Dandyland.
Yeah.
I cannot speak to him, cannot there, but I know he's there because I still have power. So we're connected somehow, and it could just be that he's on the other side and we can't talk to the other side. So
Yeah, you're mirroring
Well-
your faith.
yeah. I did change my faith on my character sheet. I have faith in my other half now, Ultimare, and I'm looking forward to see what Alex has planned because I know it'll be big. I gave him a little bit too much story to work with, and I hate it, but I still have to finish it for him. and I'm looking forward to continually do little small things. And with that, we'll go over to Lysander.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit and pay a couple of compliments. Yeah, it's cheat in that sense of like take more space. I'm gonna start off with an easy one. I messaged Alex between episodes asking if he built something in the lore. And everything with Soul's kids, just even the little touch that we have, it's so fucking cool and it's direct from his brain. And so like the second that came up, I was like, this is neat. This is just really cool lore. I want to look into it more. So I did a quick search and editing a previous episode I did as well and found nothing. So I was like, did you come up with this? And he was like, yeah, totally. It's like, this is dope as hell. And I'm excited for them to bite us in the ass in some variety or another. But it's really fucking cool. And I love your brain and the world you create. So thank you for doing this for us. Kind of echoing what Zach said too, and Hero said, like, Zach, you're growing your character so much. Like even just this little bit of you're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna be this chaos little whatever, it's fine, we're going with it, it's gonna be funny. And now you're just actually like, oh, and now I care about him a lot. And I want him to grow as a person.
It's more so he now has reason to grow.
Yeah.
Because with my backstory, I grew up as a mini adventurer, and then lost someone important to me, and then went off on my own to try to find an answer for alt, and became a little punk school kid, and was like basically a high schooler. And now I'm
Yeah.
past high school and doing real life shit.
And it's
and it
just like
matters.
seeing that growth come out even just over the last handful of episodes, and like especially so in the last couple of sessions. It's just like, oh, like Tumult has a lot for where he's going, and that's super exciting to see. And I'm eager for fully a more well-rounded Tumult of like a fully developed person. And since Coda didn't say it about himself a whole bunch, you're always the comic relief in like the perfectly timed ways.
It matters
And
so much.
yeah, and even if it doesn't feel like a lot, it is a lot just to have those like little one-offs of just like, yeah, there's this, and it's like this is exactly what A was needed, and B what Garagak would do. I mean, arguably anything you do is what Garagak would do because you made him. But
WWGD.
yeah, let's make bracelets. Let's go.
I think no,
We should probably put like WW Garagacty.
It's true.
little G, not
Yeah.
big G.
Little G. Capital W, little G.
He's
But
a
it's
big
just
boy,
like-
little G.
Just like even just the little things. I know it didn't feel like a lot, but it just adds so much nuance and energy.
It does.
And that's super important. I'm not gonna go through for everyone, but I wanted to spread a bit more love because yeah. And then for me, I'm really proud of the dots I connected this episode. Like I came with good chunks of like questions, most of which we kind of blared through. I was like, cool, okay. As expected, this wasn't a complete Deus Ex Sulan, answer all of our questions, figure out everything. But even
Mhm.
just through that conversation, I felt myself have a couple of light bulb moments and go, oh wait, shit. And I'm not always that clever when it comes to those sort of things. So it was nice to kind of have those moments and explore that a bit more through what I was doing. And that was neat. I think all that's left is as complimenting themselves and Ian. So we'll bump to Ian.
Unless Az wants to go for it.
No, we can skip over.
I didn't hear that.
They said not right now, I think, or the
Okay.
combination therein.
Skip over that, it's fine.
Great. Starting off with someone else, I have a million things I want to say about every person here. But I think the person that I want to shout out the most tonight is Anuk. Every action you take isn't just I come here, I do this, I hit the thing, I ask this, I am going to use points of information to go forward. You tell a story with every action that is taken by you. From hearing something that is a one-off comment by me and going and morphing into a giant eagle, going to my home forest, coming back, landing in the water, having a gentle splash, and then water escalating yourself up to the bridge. Like, everything you do, every choice you make, and every decision from like literally decision to decision has a narrative to it, and it is so wonderful and refreshing as a player to play alongside you. To a lot of, for me today, this whole session was phenomenal. I had a ton of fun specifically with this session because you know it had a lot to do with me, and it had a lot to do with my own imagery. I was very lost in the fantasy of this world today, and I loved it. And Hero, you are a huge part of that because you bring this world to life. You breathe everything that we do into existence with the subtle nuance that you give to everything. So I can't commend you enough for that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. You're a wonderful player to play with and a kind and benevolent force that I'm really excited to see where you're about to go here, and to hear that we're kind of like the three amigops here of this good alignment. Like,
The plant boys.
yeah, honestly, it's
Yeah.
really exciting to see, like, you interact with my grandma, you interact with all of us, the kindness and mindfulness you bring to all of this, and then seeing what else we can bring out of you. I am so excited to get to know Anuk better. I can't even begin to describe it. I also want to cheat because I'm a selfish person and I like to talk too much, and just give a quick shout out to Alex because this was a huge character thing for me today, a big character step for me today. And as both a player and a dungeon master, the most important thing you can do is make your players feel exceptional and feel like they matter and that they're progressing and that they're important. And you did that for me today. You made me feel central, you made me feel integral, you made me feel like everything all the nuance I had put into this thing, into Tapartos, was heard today, and you rewarded me, and it feels amazing. Like, no level up could have done this. You did something extra, you did something special, you did something that was in line with who I was. And not only did you give me something that made me feel like I was really emotionally invested in this as Ian, but like, this all makes sense, and I am so excited to go forward with this and embrace Tapartos' place in this world. And that's huge. So thank you. For me, myself, I struggle because I fear hogging the spotlight, but I know a lot of this episode was about me. And I don't want to shy away from that. And I know that there will be future things about other people. And I am happy that I did embrace what went on today. And I think that the thing I'm the most proud of was my emotional investment in today, because I've worked a lot on, backstory that I've failed to get Alex, even though I've got 3 pages written out about it in a big old family tree that I haven't sent to. Actually, I've sent to him. He just didn't get the chance to read it before the session. But all this information, all this stuff, all this, life of Departos that I've written, I didn't realize as a person how invested I would be in it. And it made me feel real emotion. It made me feel like I was seeing my long dead grandmother who had been slaughtered before my eyes, and just the pure joy welling up inside of me. Like, I'm so proud to have experienced that as a player and as an actor. And it was really wonderful. And I think I did it justice today. So I'm very proud of that. And thank you for providing that. And I am going to throw it right back to Az, circling back to our front. Take it away.
And go.
Mm, Fine. I didn't hit on your grandmother. How about that? You're welcome.
You tried and I would have killed you.
Important thing to do to hit on any woman. However, Tempard may not fully remember their dragon girlfriend, but they do know that they felt the feeling of love, and they do not want to betray that. And so they're going to hold on to that, and they're not going to betray the love that they don't fully remember.
That's fair.
I will greet that with a similar reaction that I gave Coda. That is acceptable. Next time needs to be more. That leaves me. I say it every time, but this time I mean it. I'm very tired. I'm going to be very brief.
Sure.
I will, at least comparatively brief. I'm going to start with the two people that decided that they were going to try to slink under the radar a little bit. And Coda, you were honest, and I feel that. Don't worry. I understand. But I'm going to start with you. There is an intricacy to how you play D&D that generally takes people a very long time to learn, that you have mastered because it's something that you and your personality have. Just because you in-game don't do anything is not necessarily what you should be complimenting about yourself. The fact that you pay attention constantly, your one-liners and your little things that you do would not work and would not be nearly as effective if you were not constantly paying attention and constantly aware of what's going on around you. And that is something that you should be proud of, and something that you should continue to hold dearly to, because it is a phenomenal skill as a D&D player. As I fully understand how hard it could be to compliment yourself. I really, 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 really do. There's a reason that I give myself 7 of you before I go to myself, because it takes me that long to try and come up with even something remotely that I can compliment myself on. You are one of the most chaotic beings, both personally and in the game, that I've ever met. And I adore you for it. But the way that you bring that chaos to your character and to this game is done in a way that is both random and meticulous at the same time. You are very good at applying chaos in the most structured way possible. Everything you do, while it is, especially since you self-alignment changed and all of your craziness going on in Dandyland, every little thing that you do is well-timed, it is well-placed, and it is phenomenal to experience from an outside perspective. I don't know what goes on inside your head, but I get to see the results of it, and that is always fascinating and always brightens my day.
About half of it doesn't come out, so congrats.
But it's little things. It's waiting until the important questions are asked when you're talking to Sulan to then try to run off the barrage of random bullshit that came out of your mind. It's little things. You bring chaos, but you bring it in a way that doesn't interrupt or interject over the story. And that is super, super crucial to things like this and to D&D as a whole. And that is something that is extremely admirable and something you do extremely well. Devin, because you're right next to Az, you threw me a curveball that I did not expect.
Again.
But had a plan for. And I am still terrified. I try to come up with new compliments for you guys all the time because you guys are always constantly doing amazing things. And I feel like I say this to you a lot, but you are so intelligent. This was the first time that it felt to me like you weren't sure. Like you didn't know what was going to happen or how it was going to play out. And the fact that you did it anyways, and the fact that you took this shot in the dark on the hope of what could happen was so drastically away from how you usually play the game, but also so in line with your character that it was phenomenal and it made for a really good narrative point. And I am so excited to see what bullshit you throw at me next to make me stay on my toes, because you constantly do so. Zach, so many people have told you already that that your character is growing and you're showing these developments to your character and you're playing your character well and you're doing all those things, and you are, and I agree. But there's also a change in you as a D&D player as we've gone on. Your confidence level in yourself has grown exponentially. The fact that you have gone from someone who did sit in the background and didn't jump into the conversations, and it was always the justification of like, oh, I'm playing a quiet character. It's like, oh yeah, sure, that's fine. But you're getting comfortable. You're getting comfortable with the group of people around you. You're getting comfortable with D&D as a whole and with the storytelling aspect, and you are jumping at the bit to get it done. And that is amazing. And I'm so beyond proud of you for finding that self-confidence that so many people lack and is extremely hard to have. So well done. And I'm really, really proud of you.
I'm gonna get hit either way, so I might as well just do it.
That's fair.
I mean, yeah.
Keep it up.
This
Yeah.
man blamed me for Ivan signing a contract. Like,
None of us did.
no, Tapartos was just like, "What did you do?" Like, what do you mean? What did I do?
Speaking of Tapartos,
Oh,
Ian.
boy.
I mean, the cold is just an extra layer.
Yeah. Ian, you're one of the best actors I've met in my entire life. And that's coming from
Wow.
someone who has spent so much of my life around performers. I am constantly, like, most of the things that I do with my life, my future goals in life, and my past, everything is full of performers. And I've known you since we were less than a number of fingers on one hand old.
Very small.
Very, very small. You were small.
Yeah, we know what you were.
But you, for our entire lives, have shown how talented you are at every step of the way. And tonight, you brought that here. You were reacting to my words as they were coming out of my mouth. It was, I found myself, all of those little pauses and those little things that I had weren't because I wasn't ready for them, but it was because I was watching you. I was so invested in you and how good you were doing at playing out this scene that I kept finding myself like pulled away and realizing like, oh, you're doing that because I'm talking. Oh, I should probably keep talking then. You are so incredibly talented. And I know that there's equal parts of you that knows that and refuses to believe that. So I'm throwing my weight on the side of you absolutely should know that.
Thank you.
Krista, I am also extremely proud of you for tonight. I have played many of these games with you, both with you running and me running and other craziness going on. And you are smarter than you give yourself credit for sure. But it was such a good feeling for me watching your face light up every time that you did connect those dots, every time that you put two and two together, that you could just see your eyes widen and the smile across your face. You're like, I'm good. And I'm so proud of you for that. Like I am both proud of you for making those connections, and so beyond happy for you that you had a moment to realize how intelligent and how good at these kinds of things you are, because you don't give yourself enough credit for that, and you should. So I am both proud and extremely happy for you for that moment. Rob, where do I even start with you, man? When I was going through and I was designing Dandelion, and I was like, all right, I'm going to make it 3 challenges, these 3 puzzles to solve. And I'm like, okay, cool. I got this. Who am I going to choose and why? And like, it makes sense. Okay, I got these pieces. And I waited for backstories to come in to finalize details. I was like, all right, cool. I got this. And I chose you as a personal challenge because you gave me nothing. But you gave me nothing in the way that you gave me everything. When I asked you guys for backstories, I gave you like very specific things. I was like, I want these 3 things. And you nailed every single one of them. And it left me with so much wiggle room that has 0 applicable anything to this situation. After I had already chosen you as one of the 3 people for this place. Because I wanted to make sure that you had something special. Because this is, as far as I know, one of your most long-running D&D things ever. And you've been playing for longer than I have, which is something for sure. So I wanted to make sure that I had this special thing for you, but you made such a good character in On Nook. And every tiny thing that you do, just like Ian was saying, every tiny thing that you do brings your character to life, brings you to life as a performer and a storyteller. And it is these little details that you brush aside at the earliest convenience because it was just a little thing. It was just something I did. It's fine. Every one of those things brings this story together and adds a whole new life and depth to the character and the real like nitty gritty of who Anuk is. And all of those things are phenomenal. And tonight you showed it. Even like the walking on the river and the little things and the when you met Taparch's grandma and the little tiny things there, the don't correct your grandmother when she said your name. Those little tiny things just show exactly who Anuk is and how good you are at playing Anuk and performing as Anuk. And you're phenomenal. You're absolutely phenomenal. As for myself, I did something today that is terrifying for me, and something that I've told myself for years that I was going to do, and I'd never done before now. But I sang on camera for something that's going to go on the internet, and even if it was very brief and very short,
That's good.
I was white knuckling my chair the whole time, but I did it, and I broke that barrier down, even though it was super terrifying.
So
It was
proud of you, bud.
wonderful, and I was very invested in the singing.
That song has 6 more verses that I did not do because I was scared, but we got there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings us, I think, to a close for the episode. Thank you guys for sticking with us and enjoying the show. And if you like what we're doing and what you're watching and enjoy these characters and those things, please tell your friends about us. Share us on your Twitters or your Facebooks or your fuck it. Go make a MySpace and share it there too. Whatever you got to do. Help show us some love, and watch out for some cool things in the future. It's gonna be pretty fun. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye-bye.